Hello, Americans. It's me again. Actually, I'm going to give you a little bit more information today. My name is Deborah Bruner Davis, and you spell my middle name Breuner. And you can find me, or you can find my story all over Google. I have thousands of postings. But anyway, what I'm really wanting everybody to understand is that the financial institutions in this country are embezzling money from our accounts. Checking, savings, trust protected accounts, and stock portfolios. I mean, they're not just trading incorrectly, they're just stealing funds. And I lost or had embezzled $80 million right out of my trust protected account. Now, if this can happen to me as an heiress, then it is happening to everybody. They're taking whatever they can from whomever they can. They adjust your account statements a little at a time. They hide your payments on small loans against your home, or even big loans against your home. Doesn't matter. They'll hide them in phantom accounts and then call you in default when you're not, and there's not a thing you can do. Not a thing you can do. You can hire attorneys, you can, call on the U.S. Supreme, well, not the U.S. Supreme Court, what am I talking about? You can call on the U.S. Attorney General and your state attorney generals, and you'll get passed on to the district attorney, who will then pass on your problem to the local police department, who have an economic crime unit, and the sergeant will write you an email or a letter and say your problem isn't serious enough for us to investigate, but we'll keep your file open in case someone else complains, and that'll be it. You'll never hear again. I've been going through this for 10 years. I've written the U.S. Attorney General I don't know how many times. I bet 10 times, maybe 20. He never writes me even a form letter back. The state attorney generals, there's been 4 of them involved in my situation. I get form letters, and then they pass me to the district attorney and the local police. And form letters, that's all I get. You do get a personal letter from the police, however. And that's when they tell you that, it's not important enough. $80 million isn't important enough? Well, any amount is important. It has nothing to do with the zeros. Nothing. I don't care if you had $5 embezzled out of your account. This is wrong. And the attorney generals aren't doing anything. They're not launching investigations. I'm not the only one. I know I'm not, because I've seen the tricks they use. And I've talked to them on the phone, and they laugh at you because they know they're getting away with it. These bankers are just out of control. And it's just going to get worse. And it's going to affect you and your family. I've been living in this tent for 2 years because of this crime. I was an heiress. And now I'm less than a pauper. Yeah, less than a pauper. I sell my stuff in order to eat because my credit is so unlawfully destroyed that I can't get a job. And, I'm not a spring chicken anymore, so all my education doesn't mean anything, because most of my education went into my own business. And nobody cares about any of that. If you're too old and your credit is destroyed, you can't get a job at a fast food joint. I promise you. In fact, they check your credit worse than anybody. There's just absolutely nothing you can do. And I'm just wanting America to know that, as you march the streets and occupy Wall Street, that's great, but let's march against the real problem here. And the real problem is the government isn't doing their job, period. So even if you get your jobs and you get a lovely little home someplace or a big home someplace, anything, your assets can likely be completely embezzled out of your account. And nobody will do anything. So it's got to be the first problem that's addressed. The government ignoring their jobs. We pay taxes for the government authorities to protect us from financial abuse of these national financial institutions. And by the way, credit unions aren't going to help you either, or small hometown banks. No. Why? Because if a crime should occur in those banks or credit unions, the U.S. Attorney General and the state Attorney Generals won't launch an investigation. So you're not protected anywhere. I tell you, if I ever have money again, I'm burying it in... No, I'm not going to tell you. I'm burying it in a safe, though. So, that's what I'd recommend. Take your money out of the banks. Take your money out of any kind of trading, and don't do any banking online, and go put your money in a safe somewhere and bury it underground until something is done about our regulatory system, which we really honestly don't have, although we pay taxes for it. So anyway, just wanted you to know. And by the way, you know how John Paul Gaultier saved my life? I've been selling all my suits that I bought years ago. Lucky for me, I kept them. So I actually had vintage pieces. I've been selling them. They cost a lot of money, you know. I've been selling them for $50. It's kept me alive. So I thank God for Jean Paul Gaultier. Anyway, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.